What's going on, everybody? Dialerix TV back with another video. And in today's video, we'll be discussing an article that was written by Sports Illustrated where the media is still griping and upset at the fact that the Lakers failed to make a move at the NBA trade deadline. And they're constantly trying to push this narrative, I guess so they could point the finger and point the blame at Rob Pelinka, the Lakers organization, for failing to get LeBron James more help. And because it's all about LeBron James at the end of the day, obviously. I just recently read an article, I think it was Bleacher Report, if I'm not mistaken, where they were saying that the Lakers, oh no, it wasn't Bleacher Report. It was not, sorry, Bleacher Report. I'm not going to do that. It was an article, I think it was Sports Kita, but basically the article said that the Lakers failed to get LeBron. They're wasting LeBron James' prime by not making a move at the NBA trade deadline. So this headline by Bleacher Report, it says, Lakers did not want to take long-term contracts at the trade deadline. The Lakers had opportunities to make moves at the deadline, but part of the holdup was their unwillingness to take on long-term contracts from other teams. This article was written by Brooke Smith. He says the Lakers had every opportunity to improve their roster at the deadline. With the number of rumors circulating about their involvement in deals, it was shocking to see that not one move was made, not even a fringe move to improve what has turned out to be a very weak bench. But the opportunities were certainly there. One trade scenario involved the Lakers sending Taylor Horton Tucker and their 2027 first-round pick in a third-team trade that would have landed Cam Reddish and possibly Alec Burks in Los Angeles. Now, I don't want you guys to get fooled or swayed by these media agendas, these headlines, these narratives, whatever may have you, whatever you want to call it. I don't want you guys, okay, here it goes. This article was written by sportscasting.com, and I seen this on Facebook. And it says, Rob Pelinka completely dropped the ball prioritizing a future first-round pick over LeBron James ticking clock. So, in other words, they supposed to prioritize LeBron James' career and the ticking clock. So, basically, forget everything else. Forget running the organization deep into the ground. Forget losing out on all of the Lakers' future assets. Forget all of that. The Lakers should have went all out, the future first-round pick for an aging LeBron James, a 38 years old or 37 years old LeBron James, who'll be 38 next year. He could potentially leave in 2023, will be left without anything. The Lakers should have just let it all, just depleted everything for LeBron James, risk it all for LeBron James, a first-round pick. So we could have got John Wall, who essentially plays identical to Russell Westbrook, slasher, passer, the identical player. So if that didn't work, and we got John Wall and that didn't work, then it would have fell right back on Rob Pelinka for making a deal. So it didn't make sense. So why would we prioritize giving away our future first-round pick, all to appease LeBron James, who could potentially leave, and then get a player who is the exact same player? It didn't work in Washington. He's not even willing to play, and he's a headache and a nightmare for the Houston Rockets. It makes no sense logically. It don't make sense. And LeBron James' time may be ticking away, but we have to focus on our future. We already done gave up the young guys, the young core. Why will we take a risk and give up our first-round pick? That's all we have left. And that's it. John Wall comes there. John Wall is about to be another free agent. So now we have nothing. So let's say we crap out in free agency and we don't land no free agent. Let's say the Lakers don't even make the playoffs with John Wall. Same result. The two don't fit. LeBron James don't play off the ball. John Wall is not a great catch and shoot type of player. So it don't make sense. You missed the playoffs with John Wall. Then now you're going into free agency. You don't land anybody. Now what? Now what do? Now you're left with no assets. So let's go back to the Sports Illustrated article. He says, but that deal did not come to fruition, nor did any other possible deal. But according to LA Times writer Dan Woolke, the Lakers did not want to take on long-term contracts in any trade, and that might have been the reason they stood still on the February 10th trade deadline. It says executives from around the league questioned the approach, noting that even marginal upgrades could have mattered around LeBron James and Anthony Davis. But according to NBA insiders, the Lakers made it clear to teams they were mostly unwilling to take on long-term contracts, which makes sense because they already have Russell Westbrook long-term contract. So if this don't work, they'll be bringing on more players with long-term contracts, and it's going to mess you up. They're already over the luxury tax, so why do that? It don't make sense. All to chase a championship that it essentially you're not going to get better. Let's look at Cam Reddish. And let's look at the Lakers roster. I'm looking at the Lakers roster currently. The Lakers have Russell Westbrook, Malik Monk, Carmelo Anthony, Avery Bradley, Taylor Horton-Tucker, Dwight Howard, LeBron James, Austin Reeves, Anthony Davis, Wayne Ellington, DeAndre Jordan, Kent Bazemore, Stanley Johnson, Trevor Ariza, Sekou Doumbouya, I don't know who this guy is, and Kendrick Nunn, who hasn't played, Mason Jones, or Jones Mason, one of them, right? Now, name one person that Cam Reddish is better than on this roster that we have currently. And I'm going to pull up Cam Reddish numbers, right? I'm pulling up Cam Reddish numbers right now. Cam Reddish averages 10 points per game, 2 rebounds per game, and 1 assist per game. He shoots 33%, 39% from the field. Cam Reddish also shoots, and he didn't even play. It says that games that he played. He's only played 7 games this season. It's like he played 0 games. If this is what it says he played 7 games a total this season. So you're bringing in a player that played 7 games this season. He shot about 32% from 3. Like, it don't make sense. And if you look at the Lakers roster, he's not better than anybody on this roster. Malik Monk has been great for the Lakers. Austin Reeves, give him more minutes. The Lakers have talent on this roster, but as a leader, you have to make this work. You have to. Wayne Ellington barely plays. If you compare this roster to a lot of the rosters around the league, the Lakers have multiple all-stars on this team right now. So it's no excuse why they can't make this work. The problem is the Lakers system. And I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear that. You LeBron James lovers, the media is telling you something totally different than the truth. A lot of y'all just watch the highlights, and then based according to the highlights, they're not going to show you the lowlights. They're not going to show you where the mistakes are made in the actual game. So going into it, you're not going to see the problem, the actual problem of the game. So you're just going to watch with the media, the narrative that the highlights say, or the narrative that the media go with. And then when I come out and tell you what I saw from the actual game, you're going to challenge that because it's not what you heard, what you've been hearing the media tell you, what you're hearing Sports Illustrated tell you, the narrative that they're selling, that you see on Facebook, that you see on Instagram. It's all a lie. They're being politically correct. They're not telling you the truth. The truth is the Lakers have talent. Cam Reddish is not better than Taylor Horton-Tucker. Alec Burke? What has Alec Burke done? It don't make sense. Who have the Lakers, please tell me who the Lakers could have traded for that's better than anybody on this current Lakers roster. So you can't blame Rob Pelinka. You can't blame the organization. Who you have to point the blame at is LeBron James, because everybody on this roster he signed off on. And Dwight Howard won a championship with you. Carmelo Anthony is who LeBron James wanted. He's out injured. Avery Bradley, everybody pushed for him. Russell Westbrook. They asked him, did he want Buddy Hield? He didn't want Buddy Hield. He wanted Russell Westbrook. Malik Monk has been phenomenal. Austin Reeves, one of the best players you can ask for, because a lot of things that he does don't show up on the stat sheet. Solid defender. That chase down block, which LeBron James is famous for, he did a phenomenal job at recovering and getting the block on Klay Thompson. Good player. Great role players, give you quality minutes. Make very few mistakes. Makes the necessary plays. Don't play outside of his role. Takes the shot when it's necessary. If I'm open, I'm going to take the shot. Smart player. Very high basketball IQ. You could tell LeBron James makes the players around him better. Austin Reeves turned him into an all-star. Simple as that. DeAndre Jordan is old. But I mean, it's common sense. No other player wanted him, so why would you take him? Same thing, that's the rumor about Goran Dragic. Why would you take Goran Dragic? Why are you bringing in all these players if you know that other teams didn't want them? Especially championship, teams that are in a championship conversation. It doesn't make sense. But it says the Lakers didn't want to take long-term contracts. They shouldn't have, and I'm happy they didn't. Don't make sense. It doesn't. But they could look out to the buyout market, but I don't think it's going to help. And it is what it is at this point. LeBron James has to figure it out. And I'm happy that a lot of the media is you're starting to see where the media is starting to hold LeBron James accountable. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all get in that comment box, like, share, subscribe. I'm out.